Hi, everyone. It's Thursday and the second day of the month of May. We're so thrilled and pleased to have you with us tonight. A lot of news to cover this evening. We've got, of course, shower and storm chances starting to ramp up and roll even closer to the neighborhood. And we'll go through those in just a few moments and talk about your outlook for this evening for the end of the work week for most everyone. I don't know, nowadays maybe not as many, certainly as would like. And then looking on into your Derby Day forecast as well. Sunday before we might see our really first break in a few days. We'll get to that and we'll have much more to talk about. Before we go into some arrests, some other news, some sporting news and highlights, first and foremost, let me go here to the McGoffin County Rescue Squad with you, where we hope you will go just as soon as this program is over, because it all starts in now under 30 minutes now for the 40th year in a row. Yeah, it was all quiet and calm just a few moments ago, and it's anything but that when 6:30 rolls around. And man, it stays that way for the next 3 days. Some things will never change. One of those, the atmosphere that surrounds the now 40th annual McGoffin County Rescue Squad media auction. A bit of a local phenomenon in and all of itself. It's just amazing to see how much support that the squad gets each year for their biggest fundraiser, without a doubt, of the year. They only have a very few others. And once again, local individuals and businesses have come to their support with right now nearly 160 items. Not the biggest number of items we've ever had, closer to the smallest, and I'm going to be perfectly honest about that, but some really nice items this year, and some monetary donations as well. But we can always use more. Some really unique things that you might find as well. That swing's got a story. A friend of the squad's had actually made that for her father, and he passed away before she could give it to him, and she donated it in his memory. How cool is a swing, and how cool is a story? Just things you just can't find anywhere else. And again, we've got about 160 of those things on the wall thus far. There's still time to donate something to bid. And of course, you can always stop by and support the Rescue Squad monetarily or otherwise. They'll be on the air starting in just a few moments. And if you don't know where to find us,
all right, it's today. It's time tonight at 6:30. We'll be going on the air at Howard's Cable, Channel 15, Foothills, Channel 2, WRLV. And most of the items are in the Sayreville Independent. So tonight, we're going to go on again at 6:30. We've got probably 160 items so far, and that's really real good. So we're going to be selling some of them, not very expensive. Then we have a couple of some expensive items. So tune in, listen. If you're driving, tune in WRLV, listen, call. If you're going to call on your cell phone, please pull over. Do not try to use your cell phone to drive. We don't want to have to come out and greet you personally. So, again, tonight, we want to see you. And, well, we'd like to see you. If you want to come by, drop off money, yeah, do that. And we want to hear from you. 349-6001 is the number to call at the 40th Annual Media Auction. We'll be live from here at the Rescue Squad building. And we want to hear from you at 6:30 this afternoon.
again, that number to start calling, 349-6001. We hope you can call, bid, and support the McGoffin County Rescue Squad. And that is, of course, tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and pause. When we come back, we'll go to the rest of our headlines, beginning with several arrests in the last 24 hours. Look great and feel great with the very best in Versa Spa Spray Tanning and 6 of the most modern tanning beds in the business, including their 7-minute stand-up bed and 12-minute super bed with bronzing bulbs at Tropical Isle in Sagersville and Prestonsburg. And through May the 11th for Mother's Day, take 20% off lotions and 20% off tanning packages all month long. At Tropical Isle Tanning in Sagersville and Prestonsburg, open 7 days a week. In headlines tonight, yesterday afternoon, right around 3 o'clock, the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department tells me they arrested a McGoffin County woman after a complaint from a mother who says her small son was walking along the sidewalk and nearly struck, claims the child and mother, intentionally by a neighbor in the area, and that there was also another altercation, so to speak, or incident between that juvenile and a resident of Fox Run. According to a citation filled out by Officer Jonathan Holbrook of the McGoffin County SO, he responded to a complaint Submitted by a resident of the Fox Run area off of Route 40, a Regina Salyer, related to incidents that she claimed happened involving her minor son. She gave authorities a statement saying that a Kay Isaac, also a resident of the Fox Run area, had threatened to kill her child on Friday afternoon and called the boy an offensive name. And that as the child was walking home from school the following day, he said that he was walking down the sidewalk and Isaac drove towards him in a blue Chrysler and tried to run him off the sidewalk as he was walking along. He told his mother and authorities that he had to jump into a yard to avoid being struck by the car. And then a couple of days later, on Monday the 29th, the minor said that he was on his father's side-by-side and Isaac pulled up behind him, riding his bumper, coming within an inch of the side-by-side's rear bumper. After the investigation, Holbrook charged Isaac with wanton endangerment in the first degree, a felony count, and terroristic threatening in the third degree. She has since bonded out of the Big Sandy jail. Last evening, just as I left you, as I was traveling on Parkway Drive, I came across the following scene. It turns out that Officer Mike Nichols with the Sagersville PD was responding to a complaint of a woman passed out and lying in the floor of a local business. He found that woman in a very altered state, if you will, arrested she and a man in the car outside in the parking lot. In a telephone interview earlier today, Officer Mike Nichols with the Sagersville PD says that he got a call from dispatch about a complaint involving a woman who appeared to have been passed out in the floor of the Dollar General on Parkway Drive. He describes her to me as being semi-conscious when he arrived at the store, but inside and slumped over as if she was standing there touching her toes. She failed all field sobriety tests given in the store and was taken into custody. There was also said to have been a male in a vehicle in the parking lot that she was with, who was also said to have been passed out upon his arrival. Nichols found a reasonable amount of cash on his person, as well as a number of narcotics in different forms: Xanax, gabapentin, Suboxone, also some other paraphernalia. John Fletcher was charged with public intoxication, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance, 1 in the second degree, 1 in the third. Pauletta Puckett, who is still jailed, was charged with public intoxication of drugs and menacing. Moving on, sadly and tragically, it appears as though at least a former Magoffin County man who maybe just as of late had a Prestonsburg address, nevertheless was found unresponsive in his cell, or a cell, at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Kentucky State Police confirms to us tonight that they do have an open investigation into the death that appears to be a suicide. In a statement from the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, they tell me that the death of inmate Mark Howard appears to be a suicide, but a thorough investigation is being conducted. His body was sent to the State Medical Examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy, and those results are pending. I've also confirmed through the jail and through the Sagersville Funeral Home that the Sagersville Funeral Home will be announcing arrangements for Mr. Howard once his body has been released by the medical examiner and returned to his family. So those arrangements are pending at this hour. When I come back after this break, we'll go back to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center and actually go back to a special session of the Jail Authority Board. It was during that special session last night that they formed a committee to search for a new and full-time or permanent jail administrator after discharging or firing Pete Fitzpatrick from that position just weeks ago. I'll tell you about that in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience: in Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold. and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there at Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville. Your new IGA has fresh brewed coffees and delicious donuts made 7 days a week. Daily made breads piled high with any meat or cheese you can think of. And come and taste the salads, broccoli and cauliflower, cornbread, and their gourmet chicken salad made fresh right here. They've got fruit and vegetable and meat trays made with a little love, and celebrate anything with perfectly professionally made cakes. All fresh and ready for your next meal, party, or event at your Sayersville IGA, where it's a new day, place, and way to shop. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan, compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
We've been following now, of course, for the past several years, the monthly meetings of the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center in our local governmental coverage or area governmental coverage. And just a couple of weeks ago, we covered the meeting in which the board voted to oust Pete Fitzpatrick, give him a 30-day notice, and then suspend him for that 30 days, essentially putting him out of the jail on the spot or at that time. They then placed an interim administrator in effect, and after last night's special session, have made moves to find a permanent administrator to fill the position. The Jail Authority Board will begin the process by putting together, as they did last night, a search committee to seek applicants for a new administrator. A committee formed with one person from each county that participates in the Big Sandy Regional Jail Authority Board.
The purpose of this is to have this committee filter through and be able to say, here's our top 5, 10, 50, however, because not everybody's going to get to the interview process. Not everybody's going to, not everybody would get to the interview portion. This is to be able to look at the applicants, pool of applicants, and be able to say, okay, here's the top ones, and then us as a board will get together and do the actual interviews themselves and make the decision.
They spoke of setting the standards and qualifications that they would specifically seek amongst those applicants for the job of jail administrator. They also spoke of an initial effort to choose an administrator from one of the 4 participating counties of the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, and if they could not find a suitable applicant from that area, then branching out and going further. We'll keep you up to date on their search process. Up next, a couple of quick reminders before we go any further on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Yeah, just a couple of quick reminders that tomorrow, first of all, the Middle Fork Fire Department is having a big yard sale, 8 in the morning till 1, and there's still time. If you'd like to set up and sell at the yard sale, it's just $10 a space. Call 496-8266. They're going to have a whole lot to see and browse through and give you some room as well if you want to be a part of the yard sale. This coming Monday, and I'm going to say it's a famous, because it is, the famous fish fry that comes around a few times a year, hosted by the District 3 Fire Department, because it is just that, famous in its own right because of the effort and the food and the preparation that goes into it and the knowledge they have behind it. Man, they can cook it. Fish and all the fixings and the drink, $7, just $7. Monday starting at 5. They hope to see you stop by and eat with them at the fire department or grab it and go. And next week will be the first week of the McGoffin County Cleanup Campaign for District 3 residents, the week after District 2, the week after District 1, and the Sagersville Cleanup Campaign runs the entire gambit of those 3 weeks. If you have any questions, call the judge's office at 349-2313 or Sagersville City Hall. And you know the drill. Whenever you have a calendar announcement, just get it to me any way you can, and we'll tell everyone about it. going on, I do have two funeral service announcements for this Thursday. 71-year-old Lenora Marshall Jackson of Lacey Creek Road passed away on the 30th, survived by her husband Clyde and daughters Jenny Ousley, Theda Sloan, and Rhonda Jackson, as well as a grandson, Leland Ousley. Visitation is tonight. It's all day tomorrow. Services will be Saturday afternoon at 1, all from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And coming from the Sayersville Funeral Home, as I referred to earlier, arrangements are to be announced in honor of Mr. Mark Howard of Sayersville, who passed away this week in Johnson County. Those, once again, to be announced soon by the Sayersville Funeral Home. The seasonal shop is simply wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, filled with new arrivals and more coming every day. Natural Life is in the store. It's a fun, uplifting brand of t-shirts, headbands, air fresheners, mugs, and more. And they've always got the latest and greatest designs from Simply Southern, including their new line of drinkware for hot or cold. And the women's spring and summer collections are simply amazing and ready to get you ready for the beautiful weather, head to toe. And come in and check out their rewards program. Free local delivery. They'll ship it to you. They're now accepting PayPal, and they've always got baby and wedding registry at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785.
Car wrecks,
Truck wreck,
disability,
workers' comp,
slip and fall.
wrongful death.
Your case matters to you.
Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
At Parkway Gun and Pawn, out the door means taxes and a box of shells are included, and all these specials are out the door prices. So you can pick from these Heritage Arms 22 revolvers, $149 out the door, or this one for $139. This Judge shoots 45 long Colts and 4 10 shells, and it's out the door for $449. 9mm semi-automatics as low as $219, all just in and soon to be gone at Parkway Gun and Pawn. 7.4 million children, many under the age of 1, are abused in the United States every year. 5 die unnecessarily every day. In Kentucky, there was a known 85,000 reports of child abuse just last year. Neglect is the most common form, drug and alcohol use by an adult the biggest factor. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month to remind us all to make a difference all the time by offering support, mentoring, and most importantly, recognizing and reporting child abuse. This message brought to you by the Pediatric Physicians and... Well, I made it up last night for a little hometown baseball and softball action juggled between two fields, rather in the 3rd and 4th innings when I arrived. We'll begin with the boys this time, as we quite often do ladies first. As for the boys, they were in the top of their 3rd inning, and the Hornets were down 5-0 when I rolled in. With Estill County runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out, the Estill Engineers got another hit, this one to short, but Magoffin County makes the play at 2nd for the 2nd out of the inning. Now runners have advanced to 1st and 3rd, and Magoffin County shuts down the inning with a caught fly to the outfield. And stepping up to the bat for the Hornets, Mason Lovely, with a runner who was wearing number 8, who I've tried all day to figure out who it was because my camera wasn't close enough to see, had just stolen 2nd and 3rd, and Lovely bounces one down 3rd. Lovely comes in just behind the catch at 1st, but knocks a runner home for the only Hornet run of the evening. In the end, in 5 innings, it was 15-1, Estill County. Magoffin County falling to 4-15 on the season, and as I speak, they are on the road at Breathitt County tonight. Now, just across the way, the Lady Hornets, top of the 4th, it's 1-0 Shelby Valley. And then the Lady Hornets tie it at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. And with bases loaded, that was Aaron Bolin who took the 4th ball to 1st. And every batter advanced, including Laney Bledsoe, to home. Now the bases are full again. Holly Handshoe hits a short hop up the middle. Presley Smith falls victim to the pass home, but a Valley error at first opens the door for Kennedy Stacy for a 3-2 Magoffin County High School lead at the bottom of the 5th. But Valley hit back and went on and came back to a 6-4 win over the Lady Hornets last night. The Lady Hornets now handed only their 4th loss of the season and 10 wins, hosting East Ridge on Monday. Next, it's time to talk about the weather, storms, showers, and not so much sunshine for days. As for the official update and outlook powered by Licking Valley RECC, a chance, as you saw, of showers and thunderstorms this evening, and an increasing chance at that to the tune of about 50-60%, unless you get into one of those thunderstorms that may develop less than 1/10 of an inch or so for most everyone else, and a low tonight of around 61 for your Friday. The running of the Oaks and Derby Eve, a chance of showers in the morning. Winds out of the south-southwest, 5 to 20 miles per hour, mostly cloudy, 70% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms tomorrow. And chances will wind down late tomorrow night to about 30 with a low of 61, still mostly cloudy skies. Derby Day, Saturday, we expect to see a much milder 72 degrees, a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 1 to the tune of about 80%. That's not so much of a chance. That's more of a likelihood for your Saturday. So showers and storms that are going to be possible throughout the day, and we might even see up to an inch of total rainfall over the course of your Saturday, if it all adds up. A low of 55 that night. Showers likely mainly up until about 10. Sunday, not so much. We'll see a 20% chance of showers before noon. Otherwise, partly sunny and cooler still, down to 69. Sunday night, completely clear skies, I believe. 47 for nighttime lows. We'll start off next week sunny on Monday and a high of 78, clear skies that night. Tuesday, more sunshine, right around 81. Another day with no precipitation in sight. By midweek next week, we're still holding on to partly sunny and 81, but we're also looking at about a 20% chance of showers. Thursday, I think maybe a few more clouds and maybe a few more shower chances, and still trying to hold on to that 80-degree mark. So there you have it. We do stress that you keep your eye on the weather over the course of your weekend. We'll start those shower chances, as I said, later on tonight, and then they will ramp up certainly into your Friday and your Saturday, maybe even Saturday night. And lastly, I am out the door and hoping to make it there in a matter of seconds to get everything up and running for the beginning of the 40th annual Magoffin County Rescue Squad Media Auction. Give me a minute. It might not start exactly at 6:30, but we hope indeed that you will tune in once again on Howard's Cable, Channel 15, Foothills, Channel 2, WRLV. You can listen on the radio as well. All or most all the items listed in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent, and that will carry you through tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday's broadcast. Please, if you can at all, in any form or fashion, we implore you to please support the Magoffin County Rescue Squad during their, once again, 40th media auction. Thank you all. See you in a second on another channel, and good night.